Good morning, everybody. In case you're here before me, howdy, howdy, howdy. Sorry. Setting up all the techie stuff here, which we all know I'm not good at. I've been working on a little of this and a little of that this morning. I've got a quilt stencil that I'm trying to create for myself. And I've got coffee, the most important thing. Coffee. I've been playing with my Cricut, trying to get it to make this stencil I want to make. And I've cut this thing like a dozen times. And it hasn't gone through, so I have to do some research and figure out how to make this cut. Maybe I need to do it from both sides. I'm not sure. Well, that part's gotten cut, finally. Let's see. I know, somebody out there screaming, "Don't use your fabric scissors!" These actually do pretty well. And all I'm making here is a circle template. I was watching Brendette Mount Scrapmore earlier, and she was making she was doing a Baptist fan and using her circle ruler to do it. So I said, okay, I want to do that. So here's what I'm doing. I cut out the circles, or I tried to cut out the circles. And now I'm trying to see if I can get down in there and get some other stuff. This is interesting. Let's see here. I see 4 people still watching, but nobody's talking to me, huh? Okay. So I'm working on making I don't think that's going to work. I'm going to have to recut it. Hey, Courtney. Hey, Kathy. Hi, Lois. Good morning, Mary. Yep, all is well. Just trying to figure out how to get my Cricut to cut this for me so I don't have to cut it by hand. I may have to get out my X-Acto knife and cut it. But the ruler I was watching her use earlier is a circle ruler. Good morning, Miss Topaz. Good morning, Math. She was using a circle ruler to draw lines on her quilt so she could quilt a Baptist fan. And I thought, well, I want one of those, but I don't want to pay $20 for a circle ruler just so I can use it to draw circles. So I went to my handy dandy thing I use to make templates, which is these plastic chopping mats from the Dollar Tree. I have a bunch of them from back when they were $1 a piece, which means each mat is 50 cents. Figure I can invest 50 cents in making myself a ruler, but I'm not going to put, $20 into buying something. I don't know what's going on with that, Kathy. I had some other glitches on my thing yesterday. I'm going to have to fix it. You're breaking things this morning, Colleen? That's always good. I guess. I'll have to fix it after the live, Kathy, because I'm not sure what's going on with that. Good morning, Marie H. I know who you are. How are you today? Let's see, Lynn's here. Good morning from the UK. Good morning, Patty G. Hey, Donna, how are you? Are you at the hospital already? You guys, please be sure to say some prayers for Donna. Her sister's in the hospital and needs all the prayers she can get. When I spoke to Donna earlier, she had a quick little live. She said that her sister, she was going up to the hospital to be with her sister. Well, see, Lois, there's all these ideas out there. I actually was looking for a couple other things this morning. I have, there you go, Patty. So you're not running yours through a printer at all. You're just writing them in and then cutting them out? See, there's ways around all this stuff. I'm always like, everything for crafters, as soon as they call it a craft item, they double, triple, quadruple the price. Oh, Courtney, you better be careful. Don't be on here if you're actually driving, or don't respond unless someone else is driving. You guys know I've been working on this Mimi's Lemons quilt. I used my Cricut to cut out all of my little curved pieces that I needed, and I created this portion of the template, and I have got absolutely flat seams. It's all sewn down, and I ironed them this morning, and when I ironed them, I starched the daylights out of them. So now I have all of my lemon parts done. I have all of my leaves done, which I did then the same way. I cut them out on the Cricut, and then I sewed them together and ironed them down. And I used fig scented flatter to do them, and they smell so good. That flatter and the fig scent just smells so good. So normally I do project boxes. You guys can't see anything I'm doing down here. Normally I do project boxes, but what I've done here is, or project envelopes like Teresa has, but what I've done here is I put it all in this box, because the next step is to lay out the blocks, and I'm going to lay them out on and then chain piece as much as I possibly can. But the only thing I've got left to cut for this is I've got to cut 25-inch squares, and then I'll be up to doing the next thing. So that's always awesome. I see that, Tracy, and I don't know what happened to it. I'm going to have to look at my YouTube. I've been in my settings playing with things a lot the last couple of days, and doing a couple of different things, putting things to private, adding and hiding subscriptions, and this, that, and the other. So I've got to see if I did something there, because I tried to add it back in when she came in. That was the first thing I did, and it won't let me re-add it from here. Oh, now that's an awesome idea, Patty. I didn't think about making a PDF and then printing them on the poster board. But see, great minds think alike. My first thing was I wanted to have some alphabetties. I'm looking to see if I've got them sitting on my desk. But I didn't want to have to pay that kind of money for them, because it was like $15 for the ones I saw. And that's just outrageous, from some little pieces of plastic with letters written on them. Still trying to get my Bargello put together. I've hung it up on the design wall, played with it back and forth. Kathy, you gotta go to the doctor today? Oh, okay. Well, I hope that goes well. You finished your which quilt, Tracy? I have the keyboard sitting in front of me and I keep wanting to grab the keyboard, but I can't scroll up in the chat because the keyboard's not there. Or the keyboard doesn't meet up with that. Yeah, Donna did a quick live this morning. She was just letting everybody know what's going on with her. Did you get everybody posted, Colleen, or are you still working on it? Oh, okay. Good job, Tracy. I know a couple of people have changed their names for chats. Several of the Lori Millers have. I think there's 4 of them. Yeah, exactly. And you could actually probably replace it with scraps, Patty. You know, literally scraps of fabric or scraps of paper. Because I was like, why is this so expensive for a piece of paper? You know, laminated paper. I mean, yeah, the little borders around the letters are pretty, but I can make that happen if I really want to. Oh, you didn't like the vinyl. Okay, that's fine. Okay, awesome, Colleen. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Um, anyway, I have seen several people change their names, and I'm trying to make sure I keep caught up with everybody. I know Wendy Stroud changed hers to Gypsy Woman so that her full name wasn't out there. And I think that's an excellent idea. I got a couple of questions in comments from people asking me whether they should do that or not. I would say that, you know, it's not a good idea to have your last name floating around on your YouTube stuff, only because so many people can see it that you can't see, and you don't have any control over it. I went into my YouTube channel to block someone. Not anybody who's here. Don't think that. But I went in to block someone permanently from my page, and the only thing I can do with this person is I can block them from being able to comment on any of my videos or comment in my chats. But unless I take my channel off public and put it to private, I can't keep them completely from seeing what's in here. That means that they can read chat, they just can't comment. So, if you're using your full name in a chat, if you're giving your information out in a chat, it is possible that person could see it, and it's possible that strangers who watch the video later could see that information. I want to make sure you know that that's a possibility, because I don't want to take my channel off public, obviously. I want to be able to invite any of my quilting friends in, but I want to make sure that you guys are as safe as possible out here. So, yeah, some of them do really look like Lori Holt stuff. Hi, Sylvia. How are you? Well, Lois, I actually did a video on how I printed mine and laminated them, and then I just cut them up. That's what I was looking for here on my desk, is my little box. I didn't call them alphabetties, I just said alphabet. But Kathy was showing her alphabetties on her live the other day, and I thought, well, those are really cute. And I've seen them before. It wasn't the first time. But what I did, that one's smudged because I got ink on it yesterday. But what I did was I just went in, trying to make it so you can focus on that. That letter didn't like it. That's a G. But I went in, I laminated it, and then I cut it out. And some of them were like at the edge of the laminating sheet. So I just went ahead and cut them bigger. I don't mind. They don't have to be all the same size for my personal use. Now, I did get smart on like the fourth batch of these that I ran, and I started writing the letter on the back too. So I wrote A on the back of the A, so no matter which way was up, I could use it. Yeah, Tracy, same for me. Hi, Kim. I didn't schedule it ahead of time. I apologize. Um, it's just, at this point, I'm just doing them on Fridays. But the reason I didn't schedule it ahead of time is I haven't figured out how to make Zoom tie into the scheduled YouTube. It always wants to make a completely new one. I'm getting there. I am figuring out technology somewhat. Yeah. My GPS for my place takes you to our mailbox, which is at the other end of a dirt road. Yeah, double-sided. I laminated mine. I thought about putting holes in mine, Lois, but where's one of my clips? I use two different kinds of clips whenever I make stuff. I'm trying to find one of the second kind. Let me bring my little clippy bowl over here. Here we go. I use the regular Wonder clips like everybody has here. So I use those. They clip on it with no problem. And then I also use, because I make bags, I use these little hair clips like your mom or your grandma probably used to get pin curls. And they also clip on it with no problem. They slip a little bit if you're, but not bad. I looked at that, Sylvia, but the only place that there is for me to add a letter would be either on that little silver clip or in the little red area. I don't have a pen that's fine point enough to write on either one of those. And no, even my permanent fabric marker doesn't have a fine enough tip for that. So I also thought about, if I make them smaller, could you use a little hot glue maybe to put it on there? You think it would hold? If you hot glued the back of something to the top of the clip? That might work, Sylvia. I'm going to put a clip in there and explore that idea. Let's see what we can come up with. So everybody's okay after the storm? Nobody had any damage? That's awesome. Oh, thank you, Kim. I appreciate it. And this is just a little dollar store container that I already had. And I labeled it on both sides because I have a tendency, excuse me, to throw things into my drawer and not care whether they're right side up or not. So I figured I better put a label on both sides. Especially since I like pink and most of my little containers are either pink or purple. I think these came from the baby section though. Yeah, and Colleen had major... Well, you're here, Colleen. You should tell him. Colleen was doing duck and cover yesterday too. And so among all the things I've been doing on my Cricut this week, I got these in the mail yesterday, and I know you can't read that because I can barely read it in person. That has Practically Creative engraved onto it, and it's too small there. I need to make it a little bigger, but that's really cool that the Cricut can do it that small. And I want to be able to use it as like bag tags for purses and wallets and stuff. So whoever wins the wallet tomorrow You have to go comment on the video in order to enter. But whoever wins the wallet tomorrow will get a bag tag on there. The wallet's cute, and I think that the little tag is cute too. Sylvia, I saw that you were cutting 2.5-inch squares of fabric. Are you planning on making like a trip around the world or something with that? Hey June, how are you today? Yeah. Well, in order to get metal bag tags, like custom made for you, you have to go to somebody in China, which I don't want to do to start with. And then you have to have them make you a mold, and apparently there's a mold fee of a couple $100, but you only pay that the first time. But then you have to reorder, and literally slow boats from China. So I'm hoping. So if this works out well, I paid $8 for 20 of these tags versus whatever it would cost for 100 of them. Good morning, Becca. How are you today? I appreciate you dropping in and saying hello. We're just talking about bag tags. I've got a contest going on my NCR wallet video. If you comment on the video, you might win the wallet that I made in that video. So you may want to go over there and check that out if you have a couple of minutes. And if you're in the market for a wallet, of course. And I got the other ones done that I had the commission order from. So they're going to get delivered to them tomorrow. Of just putting colors together, not cutting squares. Well, that was one of the neat things with the Cricut, Mary, is that I can use it to cut fabric. I would have never gotten all that stuff for that lemon quilt cut that quickly without my Cricut, because 80 of those little round squares, or Drunkard's Path looking squares, this I would have never been able to do by hand. By the time I got all those little circles cut out, I would have been ready to probably go to bed for a week. But that cut it out perfectly, and then I used the technique I showed in the video about how to sew a curved seam to do the seams, and they came out really well, I think. And I shouldn't have to, Colleen is the best, she's the best mod out there, Rebecca, I tell you. And she's funny, too. Good morning, Teresa. How are you today? Oh, Courtney, you're home now? That's awesome. Good. I was worried with you driving and trying to chat with us. But yeah, I got my own version of a bag tag made, and I figure I can probably find the blanks somewhere less expensively, but it's nice to know that I can cut my own. Good morning, Nancy. Yeah. And Sadie Susan, how are you today? I love your name, Shady Susan. It's like you're admitting to it, but you're not admitting to it. That's funny. Oh, Colleen, your aim's only been off once that I know of, and you apologized profusely to her. So, and you didn't even do it in here. You did it in Kathy's chat. So, yay. Lois, you should do live videos. I think everybody should do live videos. I think it's fun. At least I'm having fun at it. So anyway, I've got to play with my Cricut some more this afternoon. I want to see if I can figure out how to make it cut through this, because it's got a shiny side and like a matte side. And if I can, then the sky's the limit. Good morning, Sean. How are you this morning? Awesome, June. So did you exchange blocks with a bunch of people and you're putting all of their blocks into your quilt? Is that how a block exchange quilt works? And what was the subject of this one? I know Lisa Capen's Quilt is doing a churn dash block exchange this year. Good morning, Shirley. And Kim is sewing string blocks together. Only 3 rows to go. Oh, Lois, that would be great. Let us know if you do that because I definitely want to see it. Every once in a while I worry about mine too, Colleen. I really do. I'm like, yeah, you can't see that live. I love that sunrise thing you found, Teresa. That's cute. Lois, are you going to do sewing videos? Is that what you're looking at? I'd love to see Lisa get into it too. Lisa Peg. Yeah, good morning, everybody. Oh, that's cool, Sean. You're I just hear Tiny Tim singing Tiptoe Through the Tulips, and then I imagine Sean tiptoeing to make his quilt. Oh, that stinks, Sylvia. Mary, what are you guys doing? Are you like sending blocks so someone can quilt it all together? I think Becca's just doing lunch today. Oh, that's one nice way to do it, Colleen. Sean and his wife. Lois, I think that would be great. I need to do another collage video. I've got 40 more that I've never shown. And then I've got 30 quilt tops underneath my desk that I've got to get out and start quilting. And I'm nowhere near as good as anybody at Free Motion Quilting. But I'm thinking, if I do the basic stuff over and over and over again, maybe I'll get good enough to call myself a real quilter. Oh, Kim, that stinks. You don't tiptoe unless you have to, Sean? I don't blame you for that. If that was the mental image, I was like, dee dee dee. Becca, I commented on your video last night, but I just want to say everybody here has your back, and we all love you. And please don't be so hard on yourself. You need to give yourself grace too. You've had a lot going on. Don't beat yourself up. Please don't beat yourself up. You're doing absolutely fine. Okay, Becca, know that we all love you. We thought we might need to do a card sending campaign for you, and everybody send you a note to encourage you. But since you're here and there's all these people here, yeah, you're doing great. You just keep doing it. Teresa, fastest wrench in the West. Aww. Beck, everybody's fought the same battle, maybe not as much. I fought it. I did really good, and then I got septic in 2017. So if you can take it off, great. But don't beat yourself up if it doesn't all fall off this week. That's not going to happen. You know that. So. Your hubby wants you to look at his amazing sewing job. Yes, she is, Lois. She definitely is. We all appreciate you, Becca. It was tragic about Melanie Ham. I'd watched her a few times, but never really. Her style of teaching doesn't register for my brain. But I did like watching her. Yeah, Kathy, Teresa killed him already. I mean, barred him already. Well, that one's already gone bye-bye. Thank goodness. Yeah, definitely love and hugs to you, Becca. So, don't get discouraged. You're doing great. As a matter of fact, if you hadn't posted your video, I've been thinking that you looked slimmer in the face. So, and considering I have this, I definitely notice. And you're getting slimmer. You just, when you work out, you do gain a little weight because you're building muscle rather than getting worse. I love it, you guys. Make sure you give her lots of love. She needs it. It's been one of those weeks for everybody, I think. Oh, the other one I like for crochet videos is Jada in Stitches, Becca. If you've ever watched her, I am stuck on her February block of the month for 2022. She's doing Tunisian crochet. And I was doing really well at it until I counted out 58 in a row that should have had 38. And I cannot figure out how I did that. I don't even know what Pinocchio is saying, but yeah. Yeah. Okay, Pinocchio, whatever. We all know who that is. Aw. Yeah, her getting started series was really good for everybody. I'm sorry, Kathy. What did I miss? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, show your work table. Try not to make everybody dizzy while I'm doing it. Oh, he told me my house was dirty, Becca. So, that's fine. I'm in my sewing area, and yes, there's a bunch of stuff here. Mary, that was how I was with Jada. I had watched probably half a dozen different people trying to figure it out, and Jada was the only one that I could get it from. I'd say everybody learns differently. Everybody learns differently. And everybody learns from different people in different ways. Becca, I'm not even. I love your sewing room and I want mine to look like it, but the reality is I don't have that kind of space. So we'll just keep going. I am trying to get some of my quilts and stuff out of here, but whatever. You know what? If your sewing area isn't at least somewhat messy, are you really even creating anything? I mean, we've all seen the pristine rooms, but where do they work? Or are they just that cleaning obsessed that they clean everything up as they go? I mean, I'm not. I can't be. Exactly, Becca. Exactly. Yeah. If you're in your sewing room, I mean, my desk right now looks like an absolute mess. An absolute mess. Yeah. And I can pull you out 4 projects just from what's sitting in front of me. Yeah. Not everybody is going to be completely clean and nice. Excuse me. Pinocchio ought to watch his back because the mouth is not going to get in there. Sean, I don't even care if somebody's sewing room is messy. All I care about is what kind of product are you putting out at the end. It's not unsafe, etc., etc. So, yeah. That's why I haven't done a quilting room tour too, Sean, is because I'd have to clean up too much to be able to show you guys everything. I've got several sewing machines and way too much fabric. You need a cleaning fairy, and soon, Lois. All of us do, I think. Yeah. Well, my sewing area is this area that I'm in is actually the part of the dining room of our house. And, it's part of the dining area of our house. And, I've got a table in the front. There's a pathway to go down the hall. So, okay. Yeah, don't just time him out, Colleen. Just kick him. He's going to keep playing. We all know who it is. The person who I was discussing as far as the security thing goes the other night is the person who's spamming our chat this morning. And he's angry. They are angry at me. There's two of them, not just one. They're angry at me because I said something, but I haven't named names and I haven't done that. However, I did Google the person and I did find some stuff that was very disturbing, and that's why I came on and warned everybody. So just beware who you're talking to out there. Yeah, it is, Teresa. It is. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. Yeah, Teresa Louise did hide them. So, looks like they're going to spend their day doing this and trying to harass somebody else. But that's okay. Your daughter took your sewing room, so you took the dining room? Yeah, Lynn, where else are you supposed to get a table big enough for your mat? I mean, seriously. Teresa Louise and Colleen, I appreciate you very much. But seriously, where else are you going to find a spot that's big enough for that? You know what? Those washcloths that you crochet are awesome. uh, Go ahead. I'll send the links to them so they can see what you're doing. But you can Google people and pull up lots of information about them. Just keep that in mind, folks. I have thought about doing that, Eva. Hubby and I talked about it whenever we moved in here. Was me just taking over the living room with all my stuff. I have told him. We've got a 20 by 30 shed in the yard, and I didn't take it because I was like, I want to be in the house, access to the kitchen and the bathroom and all that stuff. And I said, okay. Well, now I'm thinking maybe I should have taken it. A bonus room, we call them Florida rooms down here in Florida, Miss Topaz. Oh, yeah. Can you, close the door on the bonus room? That's the thing I don't like. When they call them Florida rooms, it usually means they don't have doors. Yeah, Becky, you need to hit the thrift store, too. See if you can find yarn. Becca, yarn goes like fabric. You buy a little yarn and then you think, oh, I need a white or I need a red or a blue. And the next thing you know, you've got, 900 skeins of yarn. I have no clue if I say that right. Skeins. I don't know. Marie, do you have the ruler? Ah, double doors that close. That's awesome. It depends, Mary. The definition's a little flexible. You can call it a sunroom, but anymore, most Florida rooms do have air conditioning and or heat. So it's not like my grandparents had one on their house that literally was the size of a 2-car garage, but it had a low ceiling instead of a sloped ceiling like the house. But where it was built at on their house, it was under some shady trees, so it had the best breeze. And you could sit out there on the hottest days and open the windows on either side, and the wind would go through. It was so nice. 20 totes of yarn, that's all? Yep. Just one shelf, Becca, for yarn. Yeah, I have way more yarn than I thought I did. I started looking for it and found a bunch. Well, of course we're a bad influence, Becca. Why wouldn't we be? Yarn, fabric, sewing thread, patterns, rulers. Yeah, we all have fun. Is that Beth? Well, hello, Beth. How are you today? Hi, Tiffany's mom. It's good to see you. Waiting on you to start making videos, Beth. Becca, have fun at Joann's. Don't buy too much yarn. You were fondling your yarn. Yes, that's a good thing. Yeah, Kathy, she's going to need 2 shelves within a week and probably its own bookcase within a month. Yeah, yarn is like hangers and Tupperware and paper clips. They all multiply on their own. I think it's the crafter's mindset. We collect. Ooh, I want this fabric so I can do this with it. And, ooh, I like that fabric. It's pretty. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to get it. Oh, okay, good, Beth. Well, there you go, Becca. A pit stop. That's a good thing. Yeah, I have way too much fabric. I keep looking at my sewing area and going, I want it to look like Becca's. Well, the only way it's going to look like Becca's is if I take a 3-yard or a 3-bedroom house and turn it into mine. Socks do multiply, but they don't match. I think that's why, what's the next generation coming up? Z, millennials, whatever. The younger kids don't match their socks. They just put them all in a basket and wear whatever comes out. Yes, we are really good at collecting things. Tracy, my husband goes, I go, ooh, pretty. And my husband says, what is it you want? Which is sweet of him. But sometimes I just need to say, ooh, pretty, and not acquire it because we have so much stuff. You did an excellent job planning your room. I'm green-eyed with jealousy, Becca, but not in a I want to take your room way, more in a gee, I wish I was that organized way. Yeah. Yeah, what is it with mismatched socks? I can remember baskets of socks where you're trying to find the mates, and then you have a little basket of unmated socks over here to the side, and eventually those unmated socks turn into hangers and Tupperware and migrate into your bedroom or something. But yeah, they don't even wear matched socks anymore. I'm like, why did we waste all those years trying to keep socks matched up? Yeah, Kim, that's a little scary for me because I'm like I walked in my real sewing room yesterday or the day before and I went, where am I going to put all this stuff? Good morning, Stephanie. How are you today? Trying to keep up with the chat here too. I was actually going to do something today and now I got stuck talking. Well, not stuck. I started talking instead of doing what I was supposed to do. Well, once you get done doing Becca level organizing to your house, Colleen, you can come to my place and work on it. And this, for those of you who are just now coming in, like Stephanie, this is what I've been working on. I was watching Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda this morning, and she was using a circle ruler to draw a Baptist fan on her quilt that she was working on. And I looked how much a circle ruler was, and I thought, oh, I can do that myself. I have to be able to. So I've cut this like a dozen times, and it hasn't cut through. So when I get off of here, I'm going to be researching how to cut it. But what this is one of those Dollar Tree cutting mats that you can buy 2 for $1 or 2 for $1.25 now. And I know that people have used these for templates and quilting templates and stuff. So I'm going to play with it and see what I can come up with. I think some of us quilters can be borderline. Wow, Kim. 100 fat quarters. Yeah, see, there's my fear is that somebody's, when I die, somebody's going to have to take over all this fabric. And I've got fabric that's as old as a couple of my kids, I'm pretty sure. I need to go through and really just turn that fabric into something and get it out of here or donate it somewhere. It's the fabric that I'm seeing the younger quilters use now. I'm like, that's not really my taste. And then I look back at the fabric I do like, and I think, yeah, this is going to be considered way too old-fashioned by the time I pass. So I need to use it. Let it do what it's supposed to do. Kim, you're not the one who bought that 500 pack of fat quarters, are you? A soldering iron? Hubby's going to go hide his from me, probably. I hadn't thought about using that. I was thinking about my X-Acto knife. Because I thought, well, even if I use the Cricut to draw the grooves, then maybe I take the X-Acto knife. Because all she was doing was going in between the little circles and just drawing with a friction pin on her quilt to get that Baptist fan shape. And I guess you could probably do it with something else. I just thought this looked really easy. But she'd draw in her half circle, and then she'd go up and put the quarter circle up above it like a clamshell. And I was like, now that's a clever way to do that. So somebody bought a box of 500 fat quarters for like $6.50. So they paid $1.25 each for them, which is a great deal. But I'm like, what do you do with 500 fat quarters unless you're a shop and you're reselling them or something? I kind of I was trying to remember who did it because I would love to see what they did with all those fat quarters. Because that's interesting to me, How did you use up that octopus fabric you bought from a weird place overseas? That's the kind of thing I want to see. I'm loving Gypsy Woman, Wendy Stroud. is making the Farm Girl vintage blocks in the large size. And Wendy's just so fast. She just churns them out, and they're beautiful. So I keep looking at it. Oh, Nancy, well, enjoy your mocha. Have a nice day. But I see all the unusual fabrics, and I just want to see what they turned into. I love, like Sean and Tiffany have both done quilt tours of quilt shows. I can sit and watch those for hours. Very soothing, and I don't do anything else. I just watch the quilts because I'm always interested in what did other people do with all those quilts. Thank you, Colleen. Good morning, Tracy. How are you today? Wow, Kim, that's a really good gift. My stepdaughter gave me a bunch of sheets whenever her mother-in-law passed. They ended up inheriting the house, and so she was cleaning everything out. And I gotta say, if you ever meet my stepdaughter Kat, the girl has mad sheet folding skills. I don't know how she got all those sheets into the little area she did, but she even folded the fitted sheets. So you couldn't tell that they were fitted till you unfolded them. Oh, who here TikToks? Anybody? A friend of mine, she's a media person. That's what she does for a living. She's a journalist. She put up a TikTok the other day, and I was like, oh, that's a handsome looking guy. And then I played it because it was only like 30 seconds long. And the guy was booty dancing while he folded a fitted sheet. When he got done, he winked at the camera, and she had labeled it, "Hoo ha, he wins," or something like that. And I was like, yep, any man who, go ahead and boot that if you need to, or if it starts problems. But anyway, I was like, yeah, any man who can fold a fitted sheet, yeah, he gets extras. He gets extras. Yeah, I use sheets a lot. Oh, that's very cool, Eva. Very cool. Lana, James isn't showing up on purpose, and he knows it, and you know it. That's why he's been trolling my chat this morning. I don't appreciate him coming into chats and trying to collect people's information. And I have decided that I don't want that in my chats. If you watched my security video the other night, you know it. Now, you're welcome to stay as long as you don't do that. But if not, or if it's a problem, you're welcome to leave as well. And I'm not trying to be rude, Lana. I'm just telling it like it is. So, yeah, I'm thinking if somebody... Oh, you got your sampler box, Teresa. That's awesome. Does that mean you're going to do a live later so we all get to see it? I hope so. Oh, I have a flannel back tablecloth that I bought at the Dollar Tree, Eva. I doubt it, Lana. You can Google people, and Google pulled out some information that I wasn't happy about finding, and that's not what I want in my chats. I think it's a security risk for my subscribers, and I'm not going to have that in my chat. I'm sorry. And I'm trying to be polite and not speak directly to it, but you know exactly what I'm referring to, darling. I love unboxing videos too. Awesome, Teresa. Awesome, awesome. Lana, I Googled James, and it pulls up information about James that makes him someone that I don't want to have any contact with online or offline. If you continue, I will say what that is on this live chat, and everybody that's here will hear it. But you know why I don't want James in my chat. And the hacker must have also hacked you too, because you and James both spent a good bit of time trying to force someone to give you an email address in a chat. You would say too much, Teresa? Yeah, I'm sorry about it too, Lana. Okay, guys, let's go on to something else. So I'm working on making some templates using my Cricut for quilting, and I'm editing videos to go up for you guys for the chicken salad quilt, and those should go up, please God, sometime next week, because we've been working on it for a while. And then hopefully I'll have a video up for the lemons quilt. I'm going to do this one. Yeah, exactly, Marie. So this is the quilt I'm working on, and I've been doing quick little tutorials on how to sew the curves, because the curves are the hardest part of the whole thing. Sylvia, I don't know if you have Dollar Tree or its equivalent in the UK, but what I'm using is plastic cutting mats that are sold by the Dollar Tree. And, oh, excuse me, I'll show you the packaging. So it's called a chopping mat. These are 11-inch by 14-inch. And it doesn't say plastic, but that's what it is a plastic chopping mat. So it's a plastic chopping mat. I am trying to figure out what Cricut calls it, because I've had to cut this one, I've cut it quite a few times, and the only place it's actually gone through is here at the bottom. So I may end up doing my X-Acto knife, but I really want to get it to where the Cricut cuts it. Welcome back. Bye, Shirley. Yeah, Stephanie, if I miss something, let me know. Poundland, is that similar to the Dollar Tree Land? I like that name. That's cute. Poundland. You are too shy to do what? Good morning, Lori. How are you today? So anyway, that's what I've got coming up. Hopefully the lemon video will be up this weekend too. Yeah, you definitely need to update your cheat sheet. Quilting in the Country is Lori Miller. So you need to update hers too, so that it shows the right thing. So it's about $1.50, which works out to what Dollar Tree is now charging here, which is $1.25. But our Dollar Tree's still got some decent stuff for crafting. Wayne went in there the other day for me and brought a couple things back. Another one of those little tiny cutting mats that I like. I've been using one as my mouse pad for my mouse. Seems appropriate since it's sewing themed. Math, you have a great day, and I will see you at Becca's Live later. That's where I'm planning on being tonight. Hey, Gladys. Aw, I'm sorry you're still sick. And then they have this, which is the double-sided tape we were talking about last week. I don't know how many yards. It says it's 33 feet. So what is that, 11 yards of the double-sided tape? So if you're into making purses or handbags, it's not bad for $1.25. 33 yards would last you through quite a few handbags unless you really got into it, and then you might want a better tape. And this is 1/3 of an inch instead of 1/4 of an inch. I use 1/4 inch normally, but 1/3 of an inch is perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, I used it on this that I'm working on. I used it to tape down all of the edge before I sewed it all, and the needle goes through it very, very well. Ugh, you're tired from walking already? Stephanie, I don't go in the Dollar Tree, hubby does, but he will go in there and dig, and he finds everything. And then he found these for me, and this, you can't tell, this is really dark pink. It is an eraser, and it's the kind you had in grade school. Suk Wang tape. It's double-sided. I don't know what Suk Wang tape is. Have a great day, Sylvia. Thank you for coming. But the reason I wanted this pink eraser was this. The fabric mat gets really dirty really quickly. I don't know if you can see that. And after I got done cutting the pieces for my quilt, I took this and cleaned all the little strings off. I think one of you guys told me that the eraser was good for that. The eraser worked like a charm on that. So these are genuine grade school erasers. And I have one actually in my Cricut tool holder, so I can put that away. I wanted to show it to you guys that he did find it on camera. They stink on paper. I don't like them on paper either. That's why I didn't have any. But it works great on that pink mat for the Cricut. And considering what those pink mats cost, I'm going to make that baby last as long as possible. Teresa, you go take your lay down, and I hope you feel better. Yeah, the eraser is a great job, a great thing. So, yeah, the eraser is really helpful. Hi, Wendy Kaiser. Was it you that was telling me about the eraser? Might have been the other Wendy who told me about it. I'm not sure. At least they're good for something. Exactly, Lori. Well, there's lots of stuff that, obviously, I talk about this all the time, but there's lots of stuff that you can buy cheap that works very well in the craft room, and a lot of times works better than the expensive stuff they sell you. Oh, yeah, June. Just keep working on it. Well, Lynn, maybe your Poundland has it? Hi, Brenda. Well, I had tried the one that's on my seam ripper because it's got that little rubber end, but it didn't seem to do much on there. Oops. See, like this seam ripper that's got those rubber ends, it feels like rubber eraser material, but it didn't do much on that pink mat. Hi, Lisa. I was talking about you earlier. I said that I wish you would make a. I wish you would make a channel because you do really beautiful quilts. Yep, Colleen, that's definitely a good idea. Definitely. And then, like I said, the other thing I got on my agenda today is to start piecing the blocks for the Mimi's Lemons quilt. I may do that while I watch Becca tonight. So, we'll go from there. Okay, guys, anybody got any questions for me today? Anybody got any reasonable questions for me today? There's some I won't answer. Obviously. My chat is fast scrolling, isn't it? Okay, June, you have a great day. I might not be here. I'm not going to stay on real long today, only because I'm got a couple other things I've got to do today before the end of the day for hubby. I finally got to catch an episode of T-Quilt. That was fun. I guess because I've been on other lives on Wednesday nights. I got to watch hers the other. I didn't say anything. I just sat there, which is unusual for me, as we all know. Bye, Teresa. Bye, Lori. Okay, guys, you all have a great day. I may pop on live sometime this weekend. Don't leave me! No! Thank you for not baiting me by having reasonable. Becca comes on at 8 p.m. my time, Lynn. And right now it's 1 o'clock, so 7 hours from now, Becca will be on. You too, Marie. Bye, Brenda. I'm sorry to leave right as you show up. Yeah, Lynn's in the UK, so I'm not sure what that works out for Lynn. I think 10 a.m. is dinner time for her, so it might be early in the morning for you, Lynn. Bye, Lois. Well, you could do it now, Stephanie. I don't think anybody comes on for at least, till I think Becca's at 8. Bye, Kathy. I will look at that and see if I can figure out what's going on. All right. Bye, guys. Have a great day, and I will hopefully see you soon.